This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
So, I like card games. So, a lot of you guys know I enjoy playing like TCGs, whether they be, well, I used to play Magic, Magic the Gathering. I was really into that game when I started. And then as I got older, I started playing other TCGs, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Vanguard, Force of Will, and stuff like that. Nowadays, I only stick to one, and the one that I play is Final Fantasy. I really enjoy Final Fantasy as a trading card game. I think it's pretty cool. But when I was playing last night, I just got this weird urge to create. So I was like, man, it would be, like looking at the cards, I was like, man, it would be really, really cool if these were Shin Megami Tensei characters instead of Final Fantasy. So, me being the designer, sort of, that I am, I decided to take Final Fantasy cards and turn them into Shin Megami Tensei cards. So, I figured that this would be a pretty cool segment. Like, every now and then I'll create a new set of cards and just show it to you guys. Now, what I'm going to show you is not skills or anything that I created. These are actual cards from Final Fantasy. I just changed some of the wording and put Shin Megami Tensei characters there. So let's start with the first one, right? So the first one is, if you can kind of see the first card, it's Raito Kuzunoa the 14. If you see it like now, top left-hand corner, it says that he costs 4 to play, and he's a frontliner, which means he's the one that's able to attack. Frontliners are able to attack. And then at the bottom right-hand corner is his power and defense, which is 8,000. Then you got his skill directly in the middle, which says when Raito enters the field, choose one frontliner opponent controls and debilitate it. So debilitate is like and in Final Fantasy it's called dulling, which is where you turn the card sideways and it can't block you. Or in Magic the Gathering it's tapping. You tap or untap, so turning sideways. So it also says that if you tap Raito, he can choose a frontliner that your opponent is controlling and you debilitate it. So the original card that I got this from is a card called Amon from Final Fantasy TCG, and it just says that you're able to dull it, but I just changed the word dulling into debilitate. So I thought debilitate was a pretty cool word, so why not, right? So Raito Kuzunoa is the first one that I created and designed. The next one would be, of course, you know I gotta put these guys in here. Well, this guy, which is Cagey Minegishi from Soul Hackers. He is also a frontliner, but as you can see, he's pretty weak. And the reason why he's weak is because he's what I call a PT, which means press turn. PT is the equivalent to when you flip a card for damage, and it activates a skill. In Final Fantasy, it's called EX bursting, but I just called it press turning in this. So I was like, oh, that'll be cool. As you can see on some of the cards on the sides, like it says like SH, or it says the word spookies. On Raito it said summoner and DS. So where on Raito it said DS and on KG it says SH, those means the games that they came from. So SH means Soul Hackers, DS means Double Summoner series. Now the words on the side where it says spookies and summoner for, you know, Raito and KG, that's their jobs. Or which clan they belong to. So I thought that was a cool touch that I felt like I needed to do. Anyway, it says KG, he's a frontliner, he costs 3, but he has 3,000 power, so he's really weak. He's just a blocker. He's just there to do what he's supposed to do. It says press turn. When Cagey Minegishi enters the field, you may search for one card named Missa or one card named Spooky and add it to your hand. So he's basically a searcher. That he basically shuffles through your deck and finds other cards so that other abilities can go off. That's why he's weak. I took this card from the Opus 2 Pain from Final Fantasy TCG, so I thought that was a cool touch. Next is Cagey Minegishi. Again, Cagey Minegishi, but this is the stronger version of him. He is also a press turn. He is a 5 costing frontliner, but it says when Cagey Minegishi enters the field, choose up to 2 characters, charge them. Charging is basically you activating the card. So if they're in a dull state, you can reactivate them to attack or block. I call it charging. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, Cagey Minegishi gains 2,000 power, and Cagey cannot be chosen by opponent's skills. So he basically has hexproof. So yeah, well, for skills, but not summons. He can still be targeted by like demons and stuff like that. But he's pretty good. But not overpowered. Next is the Missa. I did the Missa. So that's 3 Soul Hackers characters in our first run. I didn't make too many cards. I only made about 5 or 6. But the Missa is also a press turn. I think she's really good. She is a level 5 supporter. Now, she's not a frontliner, so supporters are in the back row. When Final Fantasy, they're called backups. They're basically for like mana. You basically put supporters down and they tap for a certain color. So her color is blue-ish. So each card has a certain element. That's why they have like different colors. Like Raito Kuzunoa is purple, and that's because he's part of the lightning element or whatever. I was gonna say Mundo, but there is a light and dark in Final Fantasy, so I can't really use that. So I'm gonna think of something else. I don't know yet, but I would say dark. No, I can't say dark. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. But Missa is water, or yeah, water or whatever. But it says, when the Missa enters the field, choose 1 frontliner, return it to your owner's hand. When a character is put from the field into the dead zone, you may remove it from the game instead. So basically her job is to bounce Cagey Minegishi back to your hand so you can activate him again for another reactivation thing. So I think those 2 together is really powerful. So I thought that was pretty cool on my part. The only thing is that they both cost a lot. So I'm probably going to have to come up with another design for Cagey Minegishi, because Cagey, he's not really, he's just there to put his skill off and block. I don't think you should really attack with the guy unless you just want to get him off the field. I'm talking like this is actually a game, and it's not, which is weird. So next is Mother Harlot. I created this. I just felt like I needed to create this because I like Mother Harlot. Mother Harlot is what I call a demon. She's basically a spell. That's why she doesn't have like a clan that she sticks to. She's just a spell. She goes from your hand and she does things, and it goes into the graveyard or the dead zone, whatever I called it. But she is a 9-drop demon. But it says choose up to 2. I put forwards. I should have put frontliners. Yeah, that's a mistake on my part, so I'll go back and fix that. But choose up to 2 forwards. Opponent frontliners opponent controls, deal them 10,000 damage. If they are put from the field into the drop zone, dead zone, this turn removed from the game instead. So there's a couple of things on this card that I'm actually looking at that I know I need to fix now. But I'm just gonna upload this anyway, so whatever. But as you can see, like, so forwards is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to say frontliners, so that's a mistake. And if you really can look really closely, Nemissa's face is right here, and it shouldn't be. So that's also something I need to fix. And yeah, I should probably fix this little edging on the side, but you can see Nemissa's face at the bottom in the hollow points with the text. But anyway, so yeah, she's just an expensive card that kills 2 things. So that's why she costs so much. You basically have to drop your whole hand if you want to really play her. If you guys want to understand how the game is played, I would definitely look up the tutorial on Final Fantasy, because that's basically what I did. Next is Hope from Shin Megami Tensei 4. Hope is a 4-drop frontliner, and I like his ability. I should probably mention this. So, Mother Harlot, I took the text from Bahamut from Opus 1, Final Fantasy TCG. Hope I took from Genesis from Final Fantasy. I think Genesis was in Opus 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was Opus 4, Opus 3. But Hope says when Hope enters the field, choose one frontliner opponent controls, debilitate, and stun it. So debilitating is when you turn it sideways, and then stunning is when you freeze it, so it can't reactivate its next turn or charge its next turn. So whenever Hope deals damage to your opponent has to discard a card from his or her hand. So he's really good. He's very powerful. Well, he's not that strong, but his skill is really good. So if you just continuously find a way to stun your opponent, and you can just keep hitting them, they have to keep throwing away cards. Hope is really good. And last but not least, we have Surf. Surf is probably the most powerful card that I made right now, that I took from Final Fantasy, and I took him from Yestola. But he is a 4-drop frontliner, and it says Surf cannot be deleted. Deleted is basically killed or broken, or just destroyed. Surf cannot be deleted by opposing demons or skills that won't deal damage. So you can't use like a demon that says just delete something to kill him. You have to deal damage to him to kill him. It says Surf cannot be deleted by opposing demons or skills that don't deal damage. If you control 3 or more Embryon, other than Surf, Surf gains Smirk. Smirk is my version of, if you're playing Magic, it's Vigilance, and if you're playing Final Fantasy, it's Brave. So he doesn't have to debilitate to attack, basically. He can stand firm and just keep talking and keep blocking. Surf gains Smirk. When Surf attacks, choose one forward opponent controls. If you control 5 or more type Embryon other than Surf, deal it 8,000 damage. Me personally, in Final Fantasy, I love Yestola. I love that card. And I felt like, even though Surf has ice abilities, I felt like he belonged in this element. In Final Fantasy, this element is Earth, and they're just very strong. But this just leaves me more room to create more ice cards for Surf. So I can just swap the elements. I just put him in his element because I just felt like it fit for the type of skill that he has. And he's an 8K attacker. But that also means that I might create more Embryon. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. One of the things I did want to do though is if this is not a real game, and I'm not creating an SMT card game because I don't have the knowledge or the capacity to try and do that. But I do like to create designs and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking about doing is creating more cards. But if you guys want me to just create my own messed up, kind of like abilities, I can do that. Or if you just want me to follow in the trend of using Final Fantasy cards and you guys can kind of figure it out, that would be fun too. But I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below, because I really did enjoy this. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do this until I run out of cards. Because I'm eventually going to run out of characters because there's not a lot of artwork for all of them. So, especially like the Soul Hackers characters, there's not a lot of art for them. So eventually I'm going to run out. So I'm going to do this as long as I can if you guys want more. So let me know and keep me posted and leave comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. And it's really early. It's like 5 in the morning, and I just wanted to do this because I wasn't really feeling good, so I figured I'd do this anyway. So, and I wasn't really happy with the video that I left last time because it just felt like I was gone for 2 weeks and I just kind of just did, hey, I'm showing you guys these games, all right, I'm done. So I wanted to do something that was more creative. So I hope you guys enjoyed this anyway. All right, bye guys, see you later.